The forces of the Dark Angel's 4th Company are led by a company master bearing the weapons of the 1st Legion. He is joined by a squad of intercessors. An apothecary accompanies a unit of Hellblasters, ready to help them recover from hazardous checks. Meanwhile, the chapter's Ancient joins a unit of Inner Circle companions, and a Dreadnought and Heavy Intercessor unit complete the force. The Eldar forces are commanded by a Farseer with a bodyguard of Guardian Defenders. A mighty avatar of Cain joins the fray, while aspect warriors from the Striking Scorpions and Howling Banshees sees that the needs of the Eldar are to be met on the field of combat. A force of Wraith Blades led by a Wraith Lord and aided by a Spirit Seer complete the Eldar force. The Dark Angels lead an Unforgiven task force, while the Eldar lead a Spirit Conclave. Both forces have taken hold dispositions, so the mission today will involve us trying to control the objectives on the battlefield in search of an ancient Eldar relic once used by the Fallen, which may lead to a discovery of these accursed angels.
So now we need to roll off first turn. I've got a 1, Andy's got a 4. Eldar to take first turn. Good luck, Andy.
Let's kill some monkeys.
Eldar records name Vol Shanath as a former maiden world. Its shrines and spirit sites lost during the first centuries of Imperial occupation.
And so today we've got the Eldar drawing Defend Stronghold and Overwhelming Force. So, yep, so that's the command phase over. Andy, what do you think about for movement?
So I'm going to do a lot of advancing, I think, because I've got combat units over here. I'm going to try and move those up and later charge into your fighter guys. I'm going to swing these ones up this flank and the Avatar of Cain up the middle. Yeah, that's about the plan for the moment, I think. So I did a lot of advancing over here. My Banshees got an extra 4 inches of movement, which was pretty good to get them up into that objective. My Avatar of Cain also made a nice little advance. It is hiding behind the central objective. All three units made a mighty 1 on their advance move. 3 different separate ones, but they're now tucked in behind there. So the only thing I now have in range of shooting is my Striking Scorpions, which were an infiltrator unit, so they started ahead in the main objective as it is. And I'm just going to fire some pot shots and get them in.
Excellent. Probably won't cause a lot of damage, so...
No, but I'm going to shoot you anyway. So because I can. Why not?
At the end of the shooting phase, a single wound has been plonked onto one of those lovely little intercessors there, and we can jump into the charge phase. So, do you want to roll your charge for us, please, Andy? Everyone that's right.
Oh, it's a mighty 10.
So let's select a unit within 10 inches and jump in and do some killing.
So actually, I can get into both of those units.
I'll move the building,
yep,
so that we can see a bit better.
I am just going to charge this unit.
Okay, so the charge has been made into the building against the Inner Circle companions, who step up to fight off the alien invaders as they try to clamber in through the open windows. With the Eldar making the charge, they have fights first, and we will begin there. So, Andy.
So I've got 4 attacks. Yeah, so I've got 3s to hit, 5 plus critical hit. I'm going to use my Aspect Shrine token to turn one of those ones into a 6. And because I charged, I have 5 plus critical hit. So those are all my critical.
So those are all sustained hits.
That's sustained hit and critical hit. Is that different?
Critical hit activates the hit-related special rules.
All right.
My toughness is... Oh, hold on a moment. My unit is -1 to be hit because they've got a character leading them. We'll just look at the footage and come back. So I managed to confirm 5 3s were rolled. They've been parried aside by the Inner Circle companions. So the rest of these are successful hits. What's their strength?
Strength 4.
Strength 4. AP on these attacks?
AP is -1.
So I will go ahead and use the Armor of Contempt, I think it's called, which just means that I'm going to eliminate that -1 AP.
Okay.
Otherwise, you've got 4s to wound. Okay.
For 10.
And we're looking for 3s to save. So that's 1 companion dead and another taken a wound. Okay, and then we can look at the attacks back from the Inner Circle companions. Okay, Galvanite Greatswords have a sweet characteristic, but we also have +1 to hit if I'm targeting a unit with a character. No character in that unit?
Nope.
Shame. So we'll do the sweep attacks. We get 5 attacks a dude, and there are 5 Inner Circle companions remaining, hitting on 3s. And now we will be wounding on, I expect, 2s, because I'm strength 6. Are you toughness 3?
We are, yeah.
Yikes. Okay, 2s to wound. That's a slightly cocked die. 14 successful wounds.
Oh dear.
At AP minus 2.
AP -2, so I've got 3 plus save, but I've got 5 plus invulnerable, so it's on the same for both, isn't it?
Yep.
So I'm looking like I'm going to have a bunch of dead scorpions.
Possibly.
Yep.
So it's 1 wound to a scorpion. So we've killed all the unit there. And then all of those wounds, all those 5 wounds have been eaten by the 2 wound Exarch. It's a lifted unit. After the combat is over there, we realise Defend Stronghold cannot be scored in the first turn. So we've re-rolled it. Andy has managed to draw a Burden of Trust. He's given this burden to the Avatar of Cain to defend the centre, the Guardians to defend the rear, and the Howling Banshees to defend the flank. After that, if he holds all of those at the end of my turn, he'll be scoring 2 victory points for each one, up to a maximum of 5. As far as the other objective, called
Overwhelming Force.
Overwhelming Force, he has failed to kill any of my units that were on objectives, and so he'll be holding that into future turns. With that said, you've managed to score 2 victory points because you control more objectives than me at the end of your turn.
Dark Angel's cipher logs identify the same world only as Dantalion's Reach. Placed under interdiction after the 4th Company confirmed signs of fallen activity.
At the start of turn 1 for Dark Angels, it's not looking super happy. We've got Outflank, which means I need to get to the edges of the battlefield outside of my terrain. The other is Bring It Down. That's going to be something we're going to do at some point, so we'll hold on to that. But I'm not likely to get it this turn. Heavy Intercessors, they're going to advance towards the building. The regular Intercessors might hold back with the home objective just for this control more. The Inner Circle Companions, I think might be reluctant to move forwards at the minute. I want to make sure that they have the advantage against the Avatar of Cain, not the other way around. Interestingly, is the Avatar of Cain a character? While Andy looks that up, over here we're going to make some advances forwards.
Avatar of Cain is a character.
Okay, so we could try and fight him advanced forwards, move forwards, whopping great big 6 inches advance, so we're really redeploying them off to the side. Definitely not going to go fight the Avatar of Cain this turn. I think those are going to be some pasted Howling Banshees in a moment. Now, although I've got sight with the Redemptor onto those Howling Banshees, they didn't shoot in the last turn, and so have the hidden status, and therefore cannot be targeted by units outside of 15 inches. So that is a effectively blind Dreadnought. Intercessors are staying in their home base, just taking it chill, holding on to that. So we're going to have to kill the Banshees off that objective there in order to score 2 points for control more. Okay, the heavy bolters and heavy bolt rifles have rattled off nicely. We've cut down half of the Banshee squad, is it? Yep. So we've now got an objective control of 20 on that objective to the Banshees 5. We control the flank objective, which means we control 2 to the Eldar 1. Oh no, the Eldar control 2, so we don't score more. But we don't bring it down, and we don't outflank. So we score no victory points for the Dark Angels on the first turn, but we've got 2 missions that we're going to hold on to for a while. I'm actually going to bin off outflank for a command point, just because I don't want to be trying to run around off to the edges of the table. It's going to be awkward, especially at 1,000 points where I don't have a lot of units to go and do that. So we'll bin off outflank and go into our next turn with an extra command point.
The relic at the center of the dispute was said to have been taken from an Eldar shrine vault during the long centuries of Imperial occupation.
I've drawn Assassination, which is fairly self-explanatory, killing a character. And then Display of Might. I get 2 victory points at the end of my turn if I have more of my units in No Man's Land than opponents, or I can save it until the end of your turn, and if I have more units in No Man's Land than yourself, I will score 5 victory points, which I'm going to have a go at. I'm going to have a go at that. I might as well.
No activations in your command phase, I believe.
No, I think the only thing I'm really activating command phase is bringing back Brave Blades.
We do need to make a battle shock check for the Howling Banshee because they are at half strength.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how this goes.
They've got leadership of 6+. So
you said leadership of 6+, got to roll a 6 or higher. 5. They are battle shocked, so they can't have any objective control, they can't have any stratagems used on them, and if they try to fall back from combat, they risk dying.
I can still use my agile maneuvers, though, right? Because that's not.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. I've just moved my banshees forward. I brought them up to just a little bit more than 2 inches away, or 2 inches away exactly. My avatar of Cain has moved around here. Hopefully, going to charge into what are they called?
The Inner Circle Companions.
Inner Circle Companions. I have moved my Guardian Defenders up. 4 of them are now towed onto the objective. I advance forward to there. My Wraith Blades have advanced through. So they can't charge actually, can they? He did not advance, so he's still. My Wraith Lord has the opportunity to charge into them, moving through his friendly units.
We will take the opportunity to shoot with Overwatch using my Hellblasters and try and thin out some of those Wraith Blades. Actually, it turns out the Wraith Blades are affected by flitting shadows, which is some Eldar nonsense, which means I can't Overwatch them. So we'll Overwatch the Wraith Lord.
Now, I can, provided I use a different unit each time, it can trigger this agile move more than once per phase. So I could have used both of my battle focus points on both of those units to stop you using Overwatch on them.
But did you?
Yes.
Okay. There we go then. This is Andy's first game of 11th edition, and how long since you last played 40k?
About a year.
About a year. So yeah, we're being generous. It's a collaborative play that we talk about on the channel. I lost a Hellblaster to the Wraith Wraith Lord, thank you. And so we used Grim Retribution from the Unforgiven Task Force so that we could shoot. In doing so, we caused no wounds, resulting in 1 Hellblaster dying. So he made a For the Chapter roll and gave him 4, causing 2 wounds as he died.
Fantastic.
Into the charge phase. Now,
over here we did some pot shots and we did nothing.
Oh yeah, nothing a lot.
And then the Avatar took out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Avatar completely dunked on a single Inner Circle Companion.
Yeah.
So now we've got the charges to do. So shall we start off? I mean, it's going to be the Avatar of Cain's going to try and charge, and the Howling Banshees are going to charge. Is the Wraith Lord going to charge? Cool.
Yes.
So we'll roll those up, move them forwards, and then see you in the fight phase.
So Avatar of Cain is in melee. He's going to use his strike profile, which is 6 attacks. Weapon skill is at 2+.
Okay, so 5 of those. So all 4 Inner Circle Companions die. And as long as you roll, D3 plus 2?
D6 plus 2.
D6 plus 2. As long as you don't roll 1, the Ancient's dead as well. So roll damage for the Ancient. Just 1. This one dies. Okay, yep, he's dead. So the Inner Circle Companions were charged by the Avatar of Cain, and despite sinking a load of minor stuff to hit and wound, they just get absolutely slaughtered.
Yay!
So in the end of Aeldari Turn 2, a couple of points being scored, but so far it's been a pretty low game. What you got something for killing these guys here, Andy?
Yeah, I got an assassination here for killing your character. My Avatar of Cain absolutely destroyed that unit.
I don't really know how I'm going to deal with him. I think the answer is I've just got to try and maybe divert a whole turn of shooting onto him.
To the Unforgiven, the object was not valued for its Xenos origin, but rather for the trace it bore of a brother whose name had been struck from all honor rolls.
In my command phase, we're going to draw some objectives. So we drew a Grievous Blow. That goes in the bin because super, super rare to find anything with over 13 unit strength at the start of the game. As such, I have instead got Beacon, which I will nominate my Dreadnought. And then we got Defend Stronghold. Defend Stronghold is going to be challenging because that Avatar of Cain needs to be kept out. And I don't necessarily know that we can Beacon and defeat the Avatar of Cain at the same time. So we might have to make some priorities. Fortunately, Avatar of Cain stands for Bring It Down, which I still have from an earlier turn. We've got a command point, and we're going to use that on Intractable over on the Heavy Intercessors, so they can fall back and still shoot and charge. And then at some other point, just in the shooting phase, we're going to use the Captain's ability to discount a stratagem by 1 CP to use Unforgiven Fury on there to give them lethal hits against the Avatar of Cain. And I think the Avatar of Cain is in the position where we can dedicate an entire turn to shooting the whole army at it. And maybe it'll die. That'd be nice. So we'll come back and see what it looks like after movement. So we fall back out of combat with intercessors. They've moved 6. Heavy intercessors, rather. The regular intercessors have moved 3, so we're retaining heavy. The dreadnought has moved up. The hellblasters have moved 3, so we retain heavy. And this turn, oh, you know what I've been forgetting these turns? I've been forgetting my Oath of Moment. I'm going to put that on the Avatar of Cain. So I'll re-roll failed hits.
Okay.
Which was nice. And, well, actually, there's the Unforgiven Task Force ability as well. So we'll give +1 objective control to the heavy intercessors, because they're going to go back in and punch the girls in there. So we actually just started off straight away with the lethal hits, thanks to Unforgiven Fury from the squad here. Loads of 6s, both in the hit rolls and the wound rolls. He's ended up taking 14 saves, scoring 15 saves, and he's taken 7 wounds. So the Avatar of Cain is down to half health after a single unit has shot him. We're just going to finish this up by doing its grenade launchers and plasma pistol. Shooting's been pretty brutal. As I told you, over here we did 7 wounds with just bolt rifles. We then proceeded to do another 2 wounds across crack grenades and plasma pistols. The Dreadnought came in and provided a load of squat nothing, really, before the Hellblasters finished off the Avatar of Cain, who has successfully deadly demised to cause 3 mortal wounds to the Redemptor, 1 mortal wound to the 2 intercessor squads, which was enough to lift the wounded models from each unit. And thus, Avatar of Cain is sent back into the clutches of the bloody-handed god. No charges really across here. The heavy intercessors shot, did nothing, and so now they've charged in with 7 inches, enveloping the Howling Banshees. Combat over here continues to be furious. The Space Marines charged in, punched a bunch of the women to death, and the Exarch, I keep calling them women. Howling Banshees don't have to be women, they're just traditionally modelled as women.
Yeah.
So they punched a bunch of the Exarchy aspect guys to death, and the Exarch returned with a devastating blow, which killed the dude.
Yeah.
So that's lovely. End of my turn. We've got to bring it down. That's what I'm really happy about. We control 2 objectives to your 2 objectives, so there's nothing really changed there. Have we got anything else to talk about from my objectives? My beacon is outside of my deployment zone. I'm not going to score that now because I can get it outside of my territory soon.
When the Eldar host translated into the system, its movements suggested prior knowledge of both the relic's location and the damage already done to the city.
So I get engage on all fronts.
Excellent.
And no prisoners.
All right then. So you've got to destroy a unit.
So my movement, I'm going to be moving my Guardian Defenders up here, and I'm just going to try and slow down the Dreadnought, see if I can keep him in combat for a little bit.
Sounds good.
Although, they'll probably wipe him out and you'll move forward and score your, what is it?
Beacon.
Beacon at some point. But I'm going to try and delay it.
Bring home the beacon.
Why not? I'll try and delay it. If I keep enough people on that objective as well while I'm in combat with him, that should be all good.
Awesome.
Wraith Blades and Wraith Lords are going to get into, they're going to move to charge these guys.
Yep, the Hellblasters.
The Spirit Seer is going to remain back on the objective, should still be within 3 inches to do whatever he does with these things. But yeah, leave one guy who is a separate unit on himself, a lone operative.
Okay.
On that, try and stop you getting this objective, I think.
Okay, movement and shooting has happened. So I've lost a Hellblaster over here. What happened over here, Andy?
I shot into those guys. How many did I take out?
I think we were on 9 and now we're on 4.
Yeah, so I took 5 of them out.
Yeah, that's a pretty good chunk of the Intercessor squad gone. We've managed to keep both the grenade launchers and the plasma pistol, so it's not terrible, but thinned out significantly. So you're going to be doing some charging now, I think.
I am, yes. So the Guardians are going to charge.
Yep.
We'll see what I roll, because they could get into combat with them as well, couldn't they, depending on...
Yeah, we'll take a look on dice tray in a minute then.
Yep. And then all of these guys, well, I think the Spirit Seer is going to stay back, but then the Wraith Blades and the Wraith Lord are going to charge into those guys.
So in that case, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the Guardians. Double one. So they fail.
They do.
Do you want to CP reroll that?
No, I don't.
Cool. The Wraith Blades. 11 inches. They could go after the Dreadnought, probably. So we'll take a look at what they can do later. And what's the Wraith Lord getting?
7.
A big 7. So Wraith Lord is definitely popping straight into there. And we'll see what options are available to the Wraith Blades and come back to you. 11 inches was enough for us to go long bombing across into the Dreadnought. And we've got a Crushing Stride stratagem, which is a mini tank shock for them, isn't it?
Yeah, effectively.
And then we'll go actual tank shock, or ram it, I think. I don't know what it's called in 11th edition, to cause mortal wounds when the monster charges into the Hellblasters.
Although the Guardians rolled a double 1 on their charge and failed.
Yep.
Tragically.
I mean, I think they were going to do loads of damage to that Dreadnought, so it's a really good job that they didn't get in there.
Is it?
Yeah, no.
No, I don't think they would have done much anyone do.
I mean, we say that, and then we look at my intercessors into the Avatar of Cain,
Yeah.
you know, bringing him halfway to hell. So, you know what's going to be an interesting combat? That Dreadnought and the Wraithblade. So I think we'll roll that one up on camera. I think this is going to be a bit dull. There's just going to be some guys dying and then maybe trying to kick back. Before we move on, actually, let's do the tank shock. So, what's his toughness?
10.
Toughness 10, so 10d6. Every 5 up is a mortal wound.
That went pretty well.
Ha!
6 mortal wounds.
Ouch. Lifting 3 Hellblasters. And then we can take a look at the Wraithblades. So this is the Stomping Feet or Crushing Feet? Crushing Stride? Stomping Stride.
So this is Crushing Strides.
Crushing Stride.
Select one enemy when in engage range. Roll 1d6 for each Wraithblade. So I'm going to roll 5. On a 3+, we get a mortal wound.
Okay.
That is 4 mortal wounds.
Ouch. Okay, so the Dreadnought will be down to 5 wounds remaining. It's probably going to die, to be honest. And we've lost a bunch of Hellblasters from over here. We will join you for the Dreadnought combat in a moment. Right, we're into the Wraithblade combat then. What we've seen is 2 intercessors have died to a Howling Banshee, and the Wraith Lord has cleaned up a good number of the Hellblasters.
4 of them, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 4. It's pretty good. So let's dive into this combat, which is pretty exciting. We've got the Wraithblades going up first, having brought the Dreadnought down to 5 wounds remaining, which I haven't changed on the dice on his base yet. They've got a pretty good shot at killing him. So, what we're doing, Andy?
So I've got my ghost axe, 3 attacks each, 5 guys.
I am fortunate in that I have -1 damage allocated to this model from the special roll on the Redemptor. We are toughness 10 and 5 wounds remaining. When you're ready.
Okay, so 4's to hit. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. That one's cocked a bit, should we reroll?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 wounds.
6 wounding hits. AP?
Is that 7?
That wasn't like that. I
No,
don't think.
no, 7. Okay. AP -2.
-2. So we're on 4 up armor saves. That's not what we want to see, because that's 4 wounds. What's the damage?
2 each.
2 each, -1 from the damage characteristic for attacks, so I'm alive on an singular wound. Which means we get to give these gentlemen a good fisting. 3's to hit. 2 misses. But then we're at strength 12, which against your toughness 6 is 2's to wound. We've lost another 1, so that'll be 1 save at -2 on the Wraithblades, please.
So he's got a 4+ in one.
Okay.
So one wound.
3 damage.
Yeah, it's 1 gone.
By then, the Dark Angels had subjected the outer districts to orbital fire, leaving the Manufactorum Edge an Imperial quarter suitable only for infantry advance.
In my turn, we've gone ahead and we've drawn a couple of missions which are really nice. We've got a Burden of Trust, so I'm going to issue Trust. Dreadnought guarding this objective. Intercessors guarding that objective. Heavy Intercessors guarding that objective. The only ones likely to achieve that are those Heavy Intercessors. Are these Hellblasters battle-shocked? At 6, I believe that is a success for Space Marines. A 6+ is success for Space Marines, so they're not battle-shocked. Are my regular Intercessors battle-shocked? At an 8, they are not battle shocked. My Dreadnought, I hope, is battle shocked personally, but at a 6, he is not. So we're not unlocking any of the special abilities for my detachment for being battle shocked. This is sad. We're going to take the high ground with the heavy intercessors. We're going to take the high ground with the regular intercessors. We're going to fall back from combat and cry with the Hellblaster. Speaking of Hellblaster, the Apothecary will say, come on, chap, it's not that bad, and pick up a decapitated guy who's been melted by his own plasma gun from the floor and put him back to life. It's over, Andy. I have the high ground. No, you're not going to join in the movie references?
No, I don't get it.
Okay. It's all right. We'll send you home with some recommended reading. With that, we've got some shooting. Heavy intercessors are going to shoot Guardians. Regular intercessors are going to shoot Guardians. Hellblasters can't shoot because they fell back. Dreadnought is going to shoot a combination of the Guardians with his blast weapons and the Wraithblades with his not blast weapons. He's on 1 wound left, so he does have -1 to hit. We'll just try and deal with that as best we can. It's going to be particularly punishing against the Guardians because they're in cover, so it's -1 ballistic skill and -1 hit. So very much as predicted, things have gone the way we hoped. Honestly, I probably could have used a CP to have those guys fall back and still able to shoot so I could try and execute the Spirits here, but live and learn. I thought I was going to have to use the CP somewhere else, to be perfectly honest. Dreadnought is still alive on 1 wound, but we have managed to take out a Wraithblade, get another down to 1 wound remaining, and the Guardian squad and the Farseer were just basically eviscerated by the 2 Intercessor squads, with the Farseer tanking 7 shots to the face from the Macroplasma Incinerator on Supercharge. Oh, I supercharged it. Hazardous roll. We're okay. It's okay. Cool. If I rolled a 1 or a 2, that would have been a dead Dreadnought. I didn't even need to supercharge it. Why would I supercharge it? It was so reckless. I'll tell you why. Fun. Fun. So, I mean, we're just straight into the close combat phase. Do the Wraithblades have strikes first?
No, I don't think they do.
So, in that case, it's going to be 5 attacks from a Redemptor Fist. So, we've got the Redemptor's Fist going into the Wraithblades. We're at -1 thanks to our wounds suffered. So, we're looking at 4s to hit. I've missed once of the dice. I've missed the dice tray twice. I've missed the dice tray no more times. 2 successful hits. Strength 12, we are looking at 2s to wound. That is 2 wounding hits at AP minus, enough for you to be on an invuln save.
4s.
Yep.
Saved.
Oh dear. Go on then, do 1 wound. You know you can. There's 3 guys there.
3 guys left. So 9 attacks. 4s.
Go on then, let's see, 4.5 hits. That's 5 hits. So I wouldn't mind rounding down next time. That's okay.
Strength 7.
Toughness is 10, so it's 5 to wound. You know what? It survives.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's not going to put a.
Can I re-roll one of those?
Yeah, you do have a CP re-roll.
Let's have a go. Have a go.
Go on. If you get a 5, you. Oh. So for people at home, if Andy gets the 5, these Wraithblades could move this way towards engage on all fronts. His Spirit Seer could drop back, and therefore he'd be in 3 table quarters, allowing him to score that. However, at this point now, he won't be able to do it in his turn, and will therefore need to wait to my turn, at which point I probably have prevented him from having 3 units available. So the question is, Andy, with this being the end of my turn, at the end of your turn, if you don't get engaged on all fronts, will you discard it for an extra command point?
Maybe.
Maybe. Tell you what then, in my turn, I have made an error. I forgot to plunder an objective. So, wait, hang on now. I could have. These guys fell back. Does they? Ooh, we'll look up whether or not they can plunder the objective. I don't think they can. Really should have used fallback on them. My other units are busy, but I have set up my guarding of 2 separate objectives, and it'll be Andy's opportunity or task to take me off of them. So let's dive into Eldar, turn 4.
The Eldar entered the ruins without haste, trusting their wraithbone bodies, hidden blades, and the calculation of their Farseer to recover what had been stolen.
it's a pretty interesting little movement phase that Andy's had, having drawn secure no man's land. So he's got to hold either both of the extreme objectives or the middle and side objective. So he's fallen back with his Wraith Blades to take over the central objective. The Seer has dived back over there, if I don't fall over, to tow onto that objective. And our Wraith Lord has got Beacon. So he is pushed forwards into far up out of the way, and he's lined up to take a shot at the Dreadnought. Okay, so we're going to start off with the fight that is basically making and breaking this turn. You've elected to put Flamers into the Hellmaster squad on top of the building, which is behind the dice tray at the minute from the viewer's perspective. But go ahead, 2d6.
So this is for attack number of attacks.
9 hits.
Oh no.
Only 2.
Only 2.
So you have 2 rerolls there.
That's
So it's a third. We have made 1 successful save, sorry, 2 successful saves. So 1 guy down to a single wound.
Yes, we have a Bright Lance and a Star Cannon. So the Bright Lance are going to go first. 4
Cool.
to hit.
That's a hit.
Strength 12.
3 to wound.
That I am.
That's your CP reroll moment. Yep.
Yes.
Nice big 6. AP?
AP is -3.
So 5 to save. I've missed the trait. 5 to save. That is a failed save.
That is 7 damage.
Okay, 1 minus 7 is dead. Do I explode? I do not explode. And so the Dreadnought has been successfully taken out.
Okay, that's the end of my turn, right?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So
actually, or does my Wraith Lord want to charge into them?
he advanced, did he? No, he didn't advance.
He didn't advance. No, he advanced.
Let's see what we've got. Are we? You are within 8. So if you can roll an 8 on the charge, you can select them and get in there.
Nope.
Nope. So a 6, however, might get you back into here if you wanted to.
Would that take me out of the deployment zone?
It would, and you're not in range anyway.
Okay.
So that is the end. We've got. How many points do you score for the beacon?
So beacon outside of your territory.
Yep.
Yep. So that's 5.
So 5 points from the Wraith Lord's beacon. You secured no man's land with 2 objectives controlled.
Yep.
So what's that get you?
The 5.
So big 10. And then we've got what was the other one we were looking
I've got
engage on all fronts 3/4. So that's only going to be 3 victory points.
So we've got engage on all fronts, 3/4. Yep.
Yep.
I do also have. Do I have no prisoners because I destroyed an enemy unit?
You did. You can only max out at 15 points from your secondary in 1 turn, so you might want to hold on to no prisoners for a future turn.
That would max me out at 15.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to destroy another 2. I don't think I'm going to destroy 2 units.
Okay, excellent.
Turn, so I am going to take that.
So we've got the whacking big 15, and because of that, no, I keep going to check. You don't control more objectives than me. So big scores there for the Eldar. Let's head into Dark Angels, turn 4.
The 4th Company advanced through the ruined districts under the armoured support of its dreadnought, conducting a systematic search for the relic site.
Right, guys, we've drawn, what was it, forward positions?
Forward position and cleanse.
So forward position's not going to happen. Cleanse is going to happen, and plunder is going to happen. Basically, this is going to involve this unit doing a plunder action, so they're not going to shoot. This unit doing a cleanse action, so they're not going to shoot. And then what else do I have?
You have Beacon, Burden of Trust, Plunder.
Beacon's gone because my Dreadnought's dead. Burden of Trust we actually scored at the end of last turn, so that'd be an extra 4 victory points. So the only other thing I've got to do is find something useful to do with these Hellblasters. Let's see if they are battle-shocked. They are battle-shocked. Let's see if the Intercessors here are battle-shocked. They are not battle-shocked. And the the Heavy Intercessors are above half strength, so we're okay. End of my turn. We dropped down from the building, shot a Wraithblade, dead, failed no overcharges. I've also pointed out the fact that my Apothecary can restore a wound or a model to a unit each turn, each of my command phase. So he's got another Hellblaster backup. That's that. So at the end of my turn, I have cleansed. I have cleansed. I have plundered, and that's it, I think.
As the battle widened, the Eldar committed their Wraiths, their aspect warriors, and finally, a bloody-handed shard of their war god to delay the Imperial search.
What were your missions, Andy?
My missions were forward position and center ground.
Okay, so you got to come and take my home objective, and you got to keep me away from the middle. We've got the Wraith Lord who has moved into position to get some shooting and some charging done. Meanwhile, in the central objective over here, the Wraith Blades rather, have moved up to secure the wall against those Hellblasters to prevent them from getting close to the middle. We have reached the end of the Eldar turn. It's been a whackingly long turn of less than a minute in time. The Wraith Lord came around, shot guys, intercessors died, Captain struck back, caused no wounds. The Wraith Lord controls the objective.
Does that count as a unit being killed?
Yes, the bodyguard unit did get killed.
So the overwhelming force, so I get the overwhelming force.
You've got the overwhelming force for killing an objective controlling unit.
I get forward position for controlling your opponent's home.
Yep.
And I get center ground.
So loads of points there for the Eldar.
The field was left to the Dark Angels, but the relic was not yet discovered. Even now in the sealed record of the 4th Company, this matter remains unresolved.
So it's a bit of an interesting little event. I've binned for a command point get the enemy home objective, and so we now have kill enemy units and objectives, ideally 2. I don't think we can control the home, so we're going to have to just sack that off. And let's take a look at the battle shock on the Hellblasters. 1 and 6 is 7, that is passed, so they can at least be useful for scoring again. They're on 2 objective control each. They're on 2 objective control each, and I think the captain's now on 3. So here's how we're going to
testing.
go.
Well, he's a lone dude, I suppose, isn't he? Yeah.
He is a leader. Let's roll the battle shock to see if it matters. It doesn't matter. He's passed, so we won't worry about looking at that. So what we're going to do, we're going to advance the Hellblast, the heavy intercessors, so that we've got a nice line of folk that can see through into the terrain where our enemy is. We're going to advance the Hellblasters up to get around there to shoot the Seer. And we're going to use the captain's command point discount ability to discount Intractable so that we can disengage out of the building. And then we will use our turn to charge forwards into the center objective, combat weapons swinging, and just hopefully take the middle objective so that we can score control more at the end of the turn. Huge moment here. We have slain the Spirit Seer. Even a CP reroll couldn't save him. We killed him on the money. Heavy bolters over here managed to cut down one of the Wraith Blades. That wound counter doesn't matter. The final Wraith Blade is still alive on 3 wounds. So
I kind of wanted him to die so you couldn't have charged the central objective.
I mean, that would be smart, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What we're going to do here is the captain is going to attempt to charge and the Hellblasters are going to attempt to charge. Together, we're hoping we can overwhelm the center objective, get enemies outside of the middle, control ample objectives to get control more, and thus push ourselves as close to victory as possible.
Can they advance and charge?
No. Good. So we are reliant on the captain. Bring it home, captain. So here is what we're looking at. We've moved some pieces of terrain so that we can see clearly. We are outside of 6, so we need a 7 for the captain to get in. We are fortunate in that he hasn't discounted he has discounted his Intractable, but we haven't used a command point this turn. So we are going to CP reroll that.
Yes!
And it's a fail. So we can go ahead and look at scoring.
Final scores then are 71 points to the Aeldari, 51 points to the Dark Angels. This means it is a win for our guest Andrew today, and it has been wonderful having him with us. Thank you very much to all of you for watching, and before you go, please consider to hit a subscribe button, a like,
and drop a comment in the description below. We are trying out some new things over the course of this video, such as the lore drops within the transition screens, which you've seen on this video, as well as the previous. This battle hasn't been part of any of our particular campaigns. It was just one to help fill in a bit of gap in our recording schedule, and so we'll be back to the regular narrative campaign progression from next week onwards. I'd like to say a big thank you to our partner and sponsor at UK Resin Print. Tom at UK Resin Print provides a huge range of incredibly good 3D printing options. Head over to his web store where you can find a brilliant range of different models from various fantasy franchises. There are a few items in sci-fi settings, and those of you who are fans of the weird war in Conflict 47 will also be well served over on his store. Find the link to his website down in the description below, and do let him know that we sent you. In the meantime, thank you very much everyone for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you shortly.